democratic leaders. Those are the peoples who were put into power by Westerners, but not by Africans. They call them democratic leaders. Who are those democratic leaders? Democratic leaders are peoples who were put into power by Western peoples. In the name of the country, vote for them. But while we have been seeing in many countries in Africa, 75% of the citizens are against the leader that have been put to power. So who put him there? If 75% of the citizens of the country are against the president that was newly put in office, if 75% of the country citizens are complaining we didn't vote for him, so who vote for him? Who put him in power? So we need to understand this. This is happening in many African countries, especially West African countries. In Gambian elections, 75%, after the election, 75% of Gambians were complaining that they didn't vote for the president. In Nigerian elections, 75% of Nigerians were complaining they didn't vote for the president. So who is putting them in power? So we need to understand that in the name of the citizens are voting, but the Western peoples are in control of the political system. They put who they believe they can use. They don't put someone into power who they believe they can't use against his own peoples. There must be someone, some politicians, who they can use him against his own peoples. So they will choose that politician to go into power. In Niger, Abdurrahman, the coup leader, is trying his best to make sure that he is trying to protect something that we all know. The mineral resources or the natural resources in Niger is being used by the West. And Niger was getting 0% from the mineral resources or the natural resources in Niger. And this is a big painful part that we the Africans must understand. If someone like Abdurrahman came out to take power to take the natural resources back, or to make sure that nothing like natural resources will be stolen from Niger again, I think we need to give them support. We need to encourage them so that it can happen in other countries. Because things like this, what happened in Niger, PANDI Maica, would love it to happen in many countries. Like Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Senegal. I would love the same thing to happen, what happened in Mali, Guinea, and Burkina. Because that may be the best way to liberate ourselves. We have been seeing, this is a new way for liberation. Liberation and freedom. Justice for African peoples. We have been seeing all these leaders, all these military generals who took leadership, Mali, Burkina, Guinea, and Niger. We have been seeing how it is. But when you check the three countries that have made a coup earlier, that is Mali, Burkina, and Guinea, they have made coup before Niger will make a coup. But what is important in Niger that the Western peoples says, no, Niger own will not happen. It can continue. They must restore Bazoum to power. What is important in Niger? What is important in Niger coup? What is so special about Niger coup that the Western peoples are against it to the extent they are improving or supplying or giving support to the coward leaders that they call themselves ECOWAS to go against it? What is so special about it? Because when Guinea did, we have never seen Western peoples complaining. When Burkina did, we have never seen them complaining. Mali did. We have never seen them complaining. But what is so special? Africans, we need to understand that point. We need to understand that point. What is so special about Niger coup that the Western peoples, France and European Union and Americans are not in order to accept that? But they keep quiet when Mali did. They keep quiet when Guinea did. They keep quiet when Burkina Faso did. But when Niger did, they said, no, it can't happen. Why? Is Niger a country among EU? Is Niger an EU country? Is Niger a city or a country in America? That's what we need to understand. Niger is an African country that have been suffocating from the hand of the West for decades now. Niger have not been getting themselves through the pressure, the hard pressure that France was giving to them. Niger was in the hand of France and EU and America. And they have not been getting chance to free themselves. This became a big problem for Niger. It makes 90% of Niger citizens to remain in poverty, in hunger, no water, no light. But Niger have all it takes to give themselves 100% energy of light through the uranium that was being stolen by France. France have been stolen uranium from Niger to make sure that they give themselves light energy. But that country they are stolen light energy from, that country don't have even single 1% of light energy from that uranium that they are stolen. The natural resources in Africa become like we are not the owner. Our mineral resources, our natural resources, we are not the owner of them anymore because we can't decide what to do with our natural resources. West or America or Inglaterra have to decide what they will do with our natural resources or how our natural resources will be shared. A lot of the resources in Africa doesn't benefit African peoples. It benefits the Western peoples and Americans and UK. And that is becoming a big, large part of concern that every African must consider that place as a consideration. Put it into a consideration. Because we are the Africans. We are poor today because the same thing was happening. And the same thing is happening right now. That's why we are poor. Why do we leave our continent? To run away to come to Europe. That's what they want. They want to see us poor. They make us suffocate, suffer in Africa. They make us live in hunger in Africa so that we could run away from Africa and come to them by ourselves and they will use us still as slaves. We say slavery is over. Slavery is not over. We have physical slavery and technology slavery and mental slavery. We are in a modern time that people no more chain you as slaves. They no more chain your hands, your legs as a slave. But they play with your mindset. Then you become a slave, you will not even know that you are a slave. But a lot of the Africans who migrated from Africa to come to Europe, why do they migrate from their countries? Run away from their countries because of the sufferation in their country. No good job, no job opportunities, no good electricity. We are suffering. We feel like we have to come to Europeans, they have better life. Or we have to go to America or UK, they have better life to get some successful life there, to be able to build something for ourselves in Africa. We are searching for greener pasture, right? That makes us to run away because we feel like we can get greener pasture in our countries. Who is making our countries, our generations upon generations for the future to be poor for Africans' generations? The Westerners. They make sure that Africa never grow because if Africa grow, they are going down. And this makes them feel so afraid of it. But although when we talk about something also, a project called BRICS, that is making American dollar today to go down. How do you see that? As an African, do your own investigations and do your own calculations. Imagine, BRICS is a project that not all African countries join. Just a little part of African countries join in BRICS. And that is making American dollar currency to fall down. Then imagine if all African countries join with their biggest natural resources to improve power and put more power in the BRICS currency. Then how it is going to be in the world? Even EU, the euro currency is going down, pound sterling is going down, dollar is going down. All these three currencies will go down. Because all these three countries, currencies I mentioned here, US dollar, UK pound sterling, European euro, these are feeding by African resources. Without African resources, these three currencies that I mentioned here will not be powerful. But these three currencies are powerful today because of the African resources. But those Africans, if you check in our Africa, we have more than 33 currencies in Africa that have no power in the Western world, that have no power in the global market. Our currencies have no power in the global market. Our currencies cannot be used in global market because they make Africans to separate themselves. In a one continent, we have more than 33 currencies. But if you come to Europe, Europe is a continent like Africa. Europe have only one currency. If you go to America, they have only one currency. If you go to UK, they have only one currency. But why in the world, Africa have only one continent have more than 33 currencies? And you expect that currencies to be powerful? No, the currencies cannot be powerful because they separate Africa for each country to have their own currency. And that currency, 75% benefit from that currency is going to the West. It's not being involved in Africa. That currency is being safe in West. That currency, the benefit or the profit of that currency, 75% of that profit is going to the West. Why? But we have gold and diamond and silvers and timbers and everything, platinums, that we could be more powerful than any other continent in the global market. But Africa is the lowest continent in the global market. But today, when they bring out BRICS strategy came out from Russia and China. They build the BRICS idea to make sure that American dollar go down, because American dollar cannot be on top in the global market to take chances or to take profits from all these countries in the world. That's why they call America a giant. They call America a giant because Africa was under America to push the American currency higher and higher. As we are all seeing now, America is crying that their currency is going down. Their currency is nothing now. It's just a paper. In the next 3 years or in the next 4 years, American dollar will just become like a CFA in Africa. France CFA. Believe me. In the next 3 to 4 years, American dollar will just become like a France CFA. Like Africa. Like France CFA in Africa. Look, we have currencies in Africa that have been controlled by the West. They print it for Africa. They give it to Africa. France print France CFA and give to many countries in Africa, like Congo, Togo, Cameroon, Congo, Togo, Senegal, Mali, Burkina, Niger, France, and Guinea. France was printing this CFA for them. While France is not using CFA, but France is using euro. You know, Africa, we need to think, because our leaders are not thinking. We need to think. We need to know what is going on. We are the future leaders of tomorrow. One of us will become a president tomorrow. One of us may become a minister tomorrow. One of us may become a government official, parliament member tomorrow. So we need to learn. We need to know what is going on. In case when we become into government tomorrow as the leaders of tomorrow, future leaders of tomorrow, we will not be full as our generation right now is full. We will not be taken anymore for granted. So what are we going to do? That's why we stand here to bring awareness to so many African youths. We are not bringing awareness just because we want Africans to know what is going on. No, not only that. We want you to know what is going on in case when you go into power tomorrow, because we are the future leaders. One of us will become a president in any country by force. Because the leader in your country right now will not be the leader forever. He will go down. So your generation will come and take over. One of us will become a president. One of us may become a minister. One of us may become something in government. Even I, PANDI Maica, don't become a government, don't become a parliament member or a president or a minister or a governor. But some of the peoples who always listen to me may become a minister, governor tomorrow. So we bring these strategies for Africans to know the strategies that are destroying Africa, and which strategies are we going to do to make sure that we save ourselves. Nobody will save Africa without we the Africans putting our heads together and our hands together to make sure that we work hand in hand. They separate Africa. Make your currency so low. Well, someone commented, I will love it, yeah, if people can comment it. Yeah, someone commented, following Russia is not also safe. It's just like following France. Well, I love that comment, and I would love to emphasize on that little bit, my brother. I love that comment. You see, for what you have said here is something that I will not say you are not on good track. I will say your opinion is respected and your opinion is also good. That following Russia is not also safe for Africa. For sure. But at this point in time, we must use strategies. At this point in time, when you put Europe here, you put America here, you put UK here, you put Russia here, where will we run to? Because we cannot run away from all of them at this moment of time. We must choose a place to be. But between America, Europe, UK, and Russia, which place is the best place for us right now? I think that is Russia, right? I think all Africans will appreciate if we should choose one part to be, either in Russia part or in America part or in European part or in UK part. Which part will you wish Africa to be? I think it's Russia, because you will never wish Africa to be in American part or UK part or European part. So this was the main reason we put Russia on top. to see it as we must use Russia